Well, welcome to another weekly recap of Trinidad Bhojpuri words and phrase. I'm Karen Das. Joining me in this episode, Vinay Harrichan of the Cutlass magazine and Dr. Visham Bhimull of Caribbean Hindustani. Let's get started with our Kaise Bole segment. Kaise Bole, how do you say Hindustani mein in Hindustani? So a few weeks ago, we featured the word Vaikunth, which many of you successfully answered heaven. So we thought we'd flip the opposite, give you hell, no pun intended, and you give us the Hindustani word. So kaise bole hell Hindustani mein? How do you say hell in Hindustani? And based on the comments, Narak, Patal, and Yamlok. So let's go.
Kaise bole hell Hindustani mein? As Karen mentioned, we got a bunch of responses for this one, but within a conversational setting, it seems like the most popular word utilized in a Trinidadian context or Guyanese is narak. Narak being the most popular conversational word for hell, but some other answers that we got were patal, and the Sanskrit root of patal means, below the feet or under the feet. So it carries the context of anything below ground. And then some people added patal lok. Some people know lok from teen lok meaning a world or plane. So patal lok would be more similar to how we say in English underworld or netherworld. Some people said yamalok, and as people know, Yamraj or Lord Yama is the god of death in Hinduism. So it's the world of Lord Yama. And then some people did message me and say bar, but they got that from the Hindustani word bar and the popular Hindi phrase bar mein jao, which means go to hell in Hindi. However, that's typically more associated with Hindi and not Bhojpuri or Caribbean Hindustani. Some people might have heard narak also used around Diwali, maybe not realizing it. We know that the day before Diwali is Naraka Chaturdashi, and that's the day when Lord Krishna destroyed Narakasura. And if you break apart the name Narakasura, Asura is the word for demon, Narak is hell. So Narakasura means demon of hell. And so that's the etymology of the name for the holiday. You maybe have heard this word utilized in a song. There's the movie Swarg Yaha, Narak Yaha, which means heaven here, hell here. And it's sung by Anuradha Paudwal and also Kishore Kumar. And the name of the song is Ye Suraj Chand Sitare. Ye Suraj Chand Sitare. Which means the sun, this moon, and these stars.
So I grew up with patal lok, mean like I remember the expression, sabke patal lok, le. He carried everyone to hell. Patal lok I know in the Ramchitra Manas is the place where Ahiravan used to live. So it was considered, just as Vinay said, another region or place. Some people actually think about it as a geographical region on the earth itself. As for Narak, I would have heard it, but as far as I know, the reference is a Hindi reference and not a Bhojpuri reference.
Next, the Trinidad Bhojpuri word, MAHAAPATAR. Now, in Hinduism, there are many rituals associated with the final rites or the last rites for the deceased. And in some cases, there is a significant figure known as the MAHAAPATAR. And I absolutely enjoy the comments with everyone making reference to, yes, the Shraddh ritual or the final rites. And they made reference to the head shaving ceremony. So let's take a look at some of the comments. A MAHAAPATAR is a person who does the ritual or the shaving of the man's hair at the 10-day puja of the deceased at the Ghat, river or sea. MAHAAPATAR is also a Brahmin. He gets done on the last day of NAMKEEN. He will break the clay pot and then take leave. In Suriname, MAHAAPATAR is a person who has studied Hindu rituals and ceremonies, kind of a sage, and that person is invited to take part in the Shraddh rituals and to have food afterwards. If he's not present, a Siddha is sent to him. And in olden Europe, such a person was called a sin eater. And so the messages go. Kamal Dev Rai, who lives in India, says it's a caste in India, and they carry out a few rituals in the last rites. And so the messages were pretty much consistent with the shaving ceremony.
So I grew up with a MAHAAPATAR. And a Mahapatar would be a Pandit who does, say, dead people work, right? So that'll be the Shrad. In Hinduism, especially when we reference to death, when you look at the Shroud itself, you have two different pujas, or anything to do with the dead, or the spirit, or the spirit of the dead, with respect to helping its journey to start its journey to Yamlok in the south. It's done differently as representing something different, entering a different mode, a different world, the sukshma sharir, or the subtle body. Um, so in the same way a different pundit is used, it is actually a subset of Brahmins. As I say, Trinidad Bhojpuri, what I know is Patar, or you also have Mahapatar, which is the cognate of the Hindi Mahapatra, which is a pundit who does the Shraddh specifically, and only that. It's quite a popular caste in India. And in earlier days, we know the pundit would do the even the funeral rites now, but in the past it would all be the Mahapatar. And now the person who was originally the Baba that would have be around when they would have this trial and eventually learn the rights and they realize they could earn as well by helping the pundit. So now by itself means a Baba, but it became to be the assistant of a first a Mahapatar and then a Pandit. So it evolved over the years.
Trinidad Bhojpuri midweek phrase or expression, Ram Nam Satya Hai. That is so popular, Ram Nam Satya Hai. And a combination of three words we have done before in previous episodes, Ram, Nam, and Satya. So Ram Nam Satya Hai.
Yes, if you break apart that phrase word by word, Ram Nam Satya Hai, we know Ram is Lord Ram, we know Nam is name, Satya means the truth or the essence, and Hai is the Hindustani word for is. So Ram Nam Satya Hai, the name of Lord Ram is truth, the name of Lord Ram is the essence. And obviously people know that in the contextual setting of being chanted and said when you're taking the body during a Hindu funeral to the hearse or to the samsan, the crematorium site. And you chant that as you're taking the body as a way to say that, you know, this person, this devotee of Lord Ram, they greeted one another with the name of Lord Ram, they worship Lord Ram, and Lord Ram is with them. So Ram Nam Satya Hai, the name of Lord Ram is the truth. And you can actually hear that in a song. There's a popular movie named Mera Naam Johar from 1967. And the song Mera Naam Satya Hai, Gopal Naam Satya Hai is sung by a very popular playback singer by the name of Mahindra Kapoor. And in that song they sing Ram Naam Satya Hai, Gopal Naam Satya Hai.
राम नाम सत्य है गोपाल नाम सत्य है.
The name of Lord Ram is truth and the name of Lord Krishna is truth, Gopal being another name for Lord Krishna.
Moving on to another Trinidad Bhojpuri, combination of two words, Andheriya Pakh. Andheriya Pakh. And looking at messages on line, we had new moon night. We also had from full moon to new moon. Someone, is it full moon to new moon or new moon to full moon? Dark fortnight, Shukla Paksh. We had Krishna Paksh. We had half dark fortnight where there's darkness, no moonlight. The dark fortnight of the new moon. So, Andheriya Pakh.
In English, we know we divide a month into two phases or 2 weeks, waxing and waning. We already did the new moon, which is Amawas, and we did the full moon, which is Punwasi. So now we naming the actual fortnight. So the waning fortnight of going from the Punwasi to the Amawas, we call that the dark fortnight. Pakh we did already, like Peter Pakh, right? The fortnight of the ancestors, which is I think we're still in that. And the one that goes from full moon to new moon is waning or the dark fortnight, which is Andheriya in Bhojpuri. So Andheriya Pakh means waning fortnight or dark fortnight of a month.
Moving on to our food-related word, namkeen, and many replied salty and made reference to a salty snack. Namkeen.
Did nimak already, right? Nimak is salt. Some people know namak, but I grew up with nimak haram, which we did once, which, we went through the meaning of that already. So we derive from nimak namkeen. So nimak is salt and namkeen is salty or savory.
Yes, I just wanted to add that I had heard from an older Trinidadian lady who's Hindu, and she grew up with her Muslim Perusian person, her neighbors, and she told me that typically we know in Trinidad for Eid or Ramadan you'll have Muslim people who make Malida, Sawine, Sirni, all of those things. However, she told me that these older Muslim people made a dish that they refer to as namkeen, and as Visham said, it obviously has reference to namak, nimak for salt. So it was this salty kind of dessert, I guess you could say. And it looks very similar to what we refer to as kurma or also gulab jamun. Or just to give a reference, and some people don't know it as gulab jamun, they call it fat kurma. And rather than being sweet and made with the PAKH, it's more of a salty taste. And one curious thing I found is that the kurma or gulab jamun that we have is similar to a sweet dish in India that they called sakarpada or shankarpada. And there's also a salty version of that sakarpada or shankarpada known as namakpada, namak obviously being salty. So they have it as a dish in India as well. So if anybody is familiar with older Muslim people in Trinidad who make namkeen for Eid, that'd be a really nice thing for you to message us about and let us know if you know how it's made or your memories of it. You may know the film Thanedar from 1990, and this song Zulmi Sayang, sung by Asha Bhosle.
मीठी मीठी नमकीन बीबी जवा जवा हसीन बीबी
And there you have it, another weekly recap of Trinidad Bhojpuri words and phrase. This is a KDC production in collaboration with the Cutlass magazine and Caribbean Hindustani. Keep up with us, keep sharing your suggestions, make your contributions, respond to the messages, and we look forward to next week's recap video.